Welcome one and all. Thank you so much for joining us here on Gameyaaad TV for another video. Now this morning we will be looking on the captaincy situation as it relates to West Indies test team. Now, as you would have known by now, there would have been some information that would have surfaced on social media during the week where Andrew Mason from that Barbados reputable commentator, he would have shared some information as it relates to persons who were shortlisted for the West Indies captaincy. In fact, he would have mentioned that they would have gone through an interview already, and they are supposed to they are supposed to be doing another set of interviews and also a psychometric test as well. Now, these 6 persons who were shortlisted, they are Roston Chase, Tevin Imlach, Joshua da Silva, Jomel Warrican, John Campbell, and Justin Greaves, right? And I would have read the information on various news outlets, and I've been thinking, the first question that really pops in my mind is, what is the process of selecting a captain for the West Indies cricket team right across all formats? Because what is being done currently is the first time I'm hearing something like that would have happened. Is it that they would have employed someone to go through this process? I'm not sure. The reason for saying that is that I would have gone to my bed on March 30, 2025, as Rahman Powell as our T20 captain. And by 6:31 on the 31st of March 2025, it would have been announced that Shea Hope is now the new captain. I don't know what would have transpired, throughout that, that night. However, that would have been announced by Cricket West Indies on the 31st of March. Then now we are, selecting a test captain, and it is a different process. What was the process for selecting Shea Hope? Because a lot of persons in the region are still upset about that selection, because Rahman Powell has been, a really good captain in terms of, taking the team, from, that, rank in ICC from 9th, and now we are currently, in fact, he would have taken us to 3 at one point, right? And a lot of persons still, can't digest that decision that would have been, taken by Cricket West Indies. And now that we are hearing another process is being done where the test captaincy is concerned, is just, a lot of questions that lingers in our mind. Is the Cricket West Indies really know what they are doing? What is the process? What is the process of selecting captain for our teams? Because I suspect the captain, the process for selecting captain should be the same right across the board. That is structure, right? In any organization, right? There has to be a certain processes that you would have gone through in order to select someone for leadership in any organization, and I expect the same to be done in Cricket West Indies. So as it relates to the captaincy, I'm going to go through each of the players separately, but I will say this up front. I think Cricket West Indies need to come to the fore with a captain, ASAP. And reason being, the people in the diaspora and also in the region, they are not fools, right? So if the captain is not named before the 18th tour, then the captain that is selected for the 18th tour obviously will be our next captain, right? And Cricket West Indies do not want to be in that kind of a situation where people, assume that this person will be the captain, right? So I'm sure they, by this weekend into next week, they need to name a captain ASAP, right? That is number one, because as I said, any person that is named for that 80 tour against South Africa will obviously be our next captain. And the cricket West Indies do not want to be in that sort of a situation where the region and the diaspora assume that that person will be the captain, and it will show a lack of leadership in cricket West Indies as well, right? So I'm sure that they will name a captain shortly. Especially, I think it early this week or this weekend they will name a captain, right? They are under pressure, right, from the stakeholders of West Indies. Yes, given the fact that that information would have been leaked this week. Let's look on John Campbell. To be honest with you, John Campbell is, I would have watched him in the West Indies Championship and the Super 50 over competition, right? And John Campbell has really good leadership qualities. I'm not going to dispute that, right? He has great, acumen of the game, right? And I've seen him make some really critical decisions which end up, working in Jamaica's favor, right? So we have no doubt in John Campbell leadership. But here's the issue, right? John Campbell would have, been coming back from a ban. You know that he would have served his ban and came back. He would have played for Jamaica in the Super 50. We know that Jamaica did not win a game in 2023 edition of the Super 50. And John Campbell came back and led that team to the final, right? But what happened in the final is another dent and John Campbell's leadership qualification, right? As you know, the final did not play, and it was reported that the both teams, the Bajan team and also the Jamaica team, they refused to take the field, right? So that's another saga that he would have been involved with, and that probably push him, down the pecking order as it relates to, leadership quality and not leadership quality, but leadership contention. But so my thing for John Campbell is that he needs to focus on making back the West Indies rather than being, selected for captain, right? So I'm not sure what are the criteria that West Indies would have, looked on and say that John Campbell would be eligible or would be shortlisted for leadership of the test team with him not playing a test quite a while. That doesn't make much sense to me, right? John Campbell, he has the experience because he would have played 20 test match. He would have played, he would have made over 888 runs and at an average of about 26, right? So he needs to focus on, making back the West Indies team rather than, being selected for the, captain of the test. Alright, in terms of Jomel Warrican, right? Jomel Warrican was our best player in Pakistan that recent test in January, right? Jomel Warrican, he would have played 19 tests so far for us, taking 73 wickets at an economy of 3.05. So we know that he has, that Pakistan premium, right, under his belt. But when you look on leadership, and we know that Warrican is our first, spin bowler now. He's in the leadership, as it relates to the spin bowlers in the West Indies test lineup, right? And but my issue is that there is no public information or record showing, Jomel Warrican leading any professional team, whether at the international level or the regional level. I'm not sure, what, are the criteria again. What are the criteria for, shortlisting Jomel Warrican, right? He has no leadership experience, not sure. I may be wrong in how I am interpreting, the selection, but I'm not sure, what, are the criteria Cricket West Indies would have used to shortlist these players. Justin Greaves and Tevin Imlach, they have played a combined 8 tests together. Can you imagine that? And these two players are, contending for leadership of the test. In fact, Tevin Imlach has just played 2 tests for the West Indies senior team, and Tevin Imlach is now considered for leadership of the West Indies. It seems like we are in a crisis. Honestly, I really can't see any logical explanation for this selection, right? And you can share your comments down in the comment section. But I can't see the logics behind these selections. I mean, I can understand Tevin Imlach to an extent, right? That he has been successful at the regional level with the Guyana Harpy Eagles, right? But regional cricket is much different from Test cricket, right? And can Imlach manage the pressure of those mighty Australians, coming? And we can't make the same mistake as we did with Jason Holder, giving Jason Holder the captaincy at age 23. Pressuring the young man, bringing so much pressure on the young man, it becomes, a burden for him even to perform at the test level. And it's the same thing we want to happen with Justin Greaves and Tevin Imlach, right? We can't be doing these things, right? I think they need to focus as well as similar to John Campbell in cementing their space in the West Indies team. Because Justin Greaves, if Jason Holder, for argument's sake, if Jason Holder came back or comes back, right? Obviously Jason Holder will get the space as the all-rounder. It's a no-brainer. Jason Holder is a better all-rounder, in terms of all-round performance. I mean, there's no argument against that. So Justin Greaves' place in the team is not cement. Tevin Imlach has just played 2 test matches, right? He is trying to find his footing in the side, and he's been given, leadership, are being contended for leadership already. It just doesn't make sense to me, right? Just share your comments down in the comment section what you think. Roston Chase, in all fairness to Roston Chase, I think he would have been the best person for the job, and I'm going to tell you why, right? I'm not saying that he should be the captain, I'm saying he could be the best person. Listen to me carefully, right? Roston Chase has the experience at the test level. He would have played 49 tests and made over 2,200 runs already. Right, he would have taken 85 wickets. In fact, he had an average of 26 runs batting. Right, he would have taken 85, wickets, and at an average of an economy, of 3.45. Right, that is experience. And what you want is somebody who has, the experience at this level, calmness, the acumen, mental acumen, to make this, decisions on the field, and somebody who really have, an understanding of the game. And I think, Roston Chase has all those qualities. But here's my issue with Roston Chase. Roston Chase has not played for West Indies since March. You remember that tour in South Africa from March 8 to 11, 2023. That's 2 years ago. He has not played test cricket for West Indies. So that is my issue with, a selection of Roston Chase, right? Roston Chase would need to make back the team before he can be, you cannot call up somebody to leadership in order to make the team. He has to play his way, back into the team, right? I mean, players should be selected for the team on merit rather than, what they have done in the past. So that is my issue with Roston Chase. If you would have been in the team and would have been, would have cemented his place in the team, then I have no problem, selecting Roston Chase for the captaincy. So the only person that is left on the list is Joshua Da Silva. And in my estimation, my humble estimation, is the obvious choice. I think the only thing that complicates Joshua Da Silva selection is the fact that he was dropped from the team in Pakistan. right? And that was the reason for that is because he would have made only 92 runs in his last 9 innings, and he would have averaged in those 9 innings like 11 runs, you know. So that is one of the reasons why he was dropped from the team. But separate and apart from that, Joshua Da Silva has been groomed, since August 2024, when we played against South Africa, when he was named the vice captaincy. When he was named the vice captain, he would have been, being groomed throughout that period to take over, the leadership position. And in my estimation, they would have invested heavily in Joshua Da Silva. He would have led the Red Force team in the West Indies Championship, and you see that he would have made some really good runs in the West Indies Championship. Remember, he scored 3 massive centuries for the Red Force, right? So I mean Joshua Da Silva is the obvious choice, right? And in my humble estimation, I think that Joshua Da Silva should be selected as the new West Indies Test captain. If Joshua Da Silva is the ideal candidate, if that's a question that you would have asked, I'm not sure about if he is the ideal candidate. But what I can say, he is the best candidate that is available to us at this point in West Indies cricket history. The only question that I have in my mind as it relates to Joshua Da Silva is the fact that can he manage this pressure that the Australians are, going to bring, right? Given that it is his first, time, leading the team at this level, that's gonna be a big test for him if he is, selected as the captain, right? Because we know that the Australians they are, a force to reckon with as it relates to international cricket, right? I know that he can grow in the position, but we just have to wait and see if given that he has not been scoring runs on the international level, if getting the captaincy will affect that more, given that he has not had some good scores in the recent past. So it's much to think about. But for me, in terms of what is available to us right now, I think Joshua Da Silva is the ideal candidate, right? Given what we have, the resources that we have available to us now in the West Indies. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section if you disagree with Gameyaaad TV or if you agree, right? So that is where I will leave it for now. Joshua Da Silva should be selected as a new West Indies Test captain, right? Thank you so much for joining us for this video. We really appreciate your company on this channel, and we look forward for your continued support. Stay tuned for more on this channel. God bless and have a great day.
Belo, belo, belo.